Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I am your host, who is way out of source today, Nick Ricada of Ricada Law, small law firm in central Minnesota. And with me today, guys, is long-returning, long-reigning champion, Adam Crigler.
Oh, I'm a champion.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I didn't know that. I'm down.
You
can't take it back.
I was
a champion. Fuck. not 2 minutes into the stream and the freaking gloves are off.
I'm not gonna do it all stream. That was to me. Look, I just found that the funniest thing. She's like, Adam was attractive, and I was like, oh,
she's not wrong though. Let's be real. She's not wrong.
Oh, you're a total honey, a super babe. But it's like
I was. I mean, maybe
like,
if I cared a little bit.
It was less.
I'm already married. I'm good. She's we're gravy.
You were an incidental casualty though, because I just wanted to like just tank what Nina was saying right there. I was like, you are so mean. How could you do that? And God, it was great. It was so funny.
It was low hanging fruit though.
Yeah. Well,
for you especially.
I'm not that good at anything.
Well, I can think of a few things. Being racist, maybe.
Damn it. You haven't even
shaming.
seen it yet. You haven't even seen it.
Toasting.
Fat shaming. Toasting. Oh, I'm pretty good at that.
You're good at toasting.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know where it comes from. You like go into another dimension of like the Toastmaster.
Yeah, I like plumb the
good.
depths of my own hatred and cast it all aside, and I find a modicum of compassion. I'm like, here. I just
anyone who knows you knows it's bullshit though.
I just have a voice to text and it runs into a chat GPT script that just says, find the antonym for everything I say.
And it feeds it into like, you got like the Biden earpiece.
Yeah.
Salute the Marines.
That's why when I grew up in Scranton,
when I marched with the Civil Rights Union, wait, me and Mahatma Gandhi.
When I stepped on the Civil Rights Movement, when I put my knees on Martin Luther King's neck, that's not the right story. I want him to go full, full in.
Oh, me too.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Just inject the fentanyl right into people's necks,
He wasn't kneeling on his neck to choke him. He was holding him down to inject him with fentanyl.
Yeah, dude. If you go in slow-mo, you see slowly he got the needle. It's with his left hand though. It's behind his back. You can't really see it.
Well, his right hand is on a child, so he really had to sneak it in there.
Just choking a child. Like, man, he was the worst. I hear the Palestinians were trying to hire him. Sorry, too far?
No, only in the maternity ward, apparently.
Oh my God. Welcome to the show, everyone. What the fuck?
I super chatted Camelot earlier. He had Despairu on. I was like, they were talking about like the Daily Wire doing movies, doing Snow White because I guess they're like compete with Disney's. And I was like, I'm so
the
glad.
Most mid Snow White ever.
Like, I'm so glad that the Daily Wire stepped in to save entertainment from the Jews. Thanks, Ben Shapiro. It's like, no, come on. It's like, no.
Wait, that was your super chat?
Yeah, I somehow got that through. I didn't think it was going to go. I was like, that's going to get rejected. And it did.
Oh,
it went right through. I was very happy about it.
Well, man. They don't catch certain sarcastic slings.
I just figured Jewish wouldn't be allowed. Cut is not.
I think if you left out the ish part, I think that's they're trying to turn that into a slur now.
Jew is a slur?
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing there was that stupid, what the fuck is that Rappaport's name? Michael
Rappaport. Yeah, that guy.
You know him, that fucking ass.
The best takes on Twitter. He's so good.
Oh my God. Yeah, he went on an unhinged rant about like
It was a day.
It's Jewish. Jewish, okay? Jewish.
Listen, world, it's Jewish, okay? It's not a Jew, it's Jewish. It started out as
We say Christian,
Jew.
we say not Chris, it's Christian. So you could do the extra syllable Jewish. It's like, wow. Okay.
Look,
I didn't know, man.
A couple years ago, it was Jew, and now, after some compound interest and usury, we are up to Jewish. We have the rule of 72s. It's the rule of 72. This is how you can find out the interest rate.
Man, inflation is crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, that dude he always does the same thing. You know, is he taller than 5'3"? He's got to be tiny, right? Like, I gotta find out.
Probably. He talks a big game like a small man does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's 53 years old.
He looks 53? Yeah, I guess I could see that, actually.
He looks like Bill Burr with AIDS. Oh, he's 6'2"?
You're so he's 6'2"? Holy shit.
He does not look 6'2".
Okay, then he's got a tiny dick then. That's got to be it.
Well, he lost some of it.
Big nose, small dick. Sorry.
Lost some of it at birth.
They cut a little too much off. Oh my God.
This stream will be monetized. Nope.
and there goes your channel.
See, I was just going to make fun of him for always being, because I don't know. It always seems like he's either got his phone mounted on like the wall, and he's like, does like these big hand moves, like he's like yelling. It's like, I can't believe this Donald Trump guy. Yeah.
It's so bad. He's all pixelated.
All of your videos are like this. It's always the same thing, and you'd never say anything useful. It's fantastic.
And he's always too close or too far. He's never on like the appropriate level for like talking to the camera in selfie mode. Yeah, it's just like, okay, dude, I could see your pores, man.
We know you're not holding it because both of your arms are in frame even when you're close. But like, why are you so close, and why are you so far sometimes? Like, just way off. It's like,
why are you so dumb? Gosh.
It's like one of those 90s music videos that were always shot through like the fisheye lens, so it looked like you were looking out a door, like a peephole in a door.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wasn't everybody on the other side of the peephole in those videos? It was always a rap video, right?
I all I'm thinking is Ace Ventura when he's in the dolphin cage, like looking for the freaking the stone that he just happens to find.
Ace Ventura was funny.
Anything else. Yeah.
I watched a sorry, chat. We're gonna talk about some stuff in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time since Adam's been on the show. I like to just catch up and chat with him. We haven't we haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, true.
And so we're gonna get to this the new Speaker of the House. I wanted to talk about it, but I wanted to talk to someone else about it because I think it's kind of interesting.
I know some things.
Yeah. And in Maine, everybody's like, oh, is Nick in Maine? Because I guess the guy kind of looks like me, the shooter or whatever.
Does he?
I don't know. They say that. I think it's just because he has I think it's just because he has same color hair and a big nose and a beard and a goatee, or like
okay.
It was me.
Whoa. You can't say that online.
It is. I'm still at large. Okay. Find me in Maine, coppers.
Right.
They show up at my house. Like I said Maine. It was like it was a joke. It was not Maine. But anyway. Yeah, so we got to talk about that a little bit because I always find the timing of this shit is so interesting at all times. Yeah. But the question is, why is it interesting? So I kind of want to get your thoughts. We'll get to that stuff. And then I have this segment that I don't know if you've ever done with me. It's called What the Fuck Wednesday, where my locals chat has a supporters only thread, and they could submit what the fuck type stories from around the internet. It could be anything. I just only ask that they not be parody stories. They try to make an effort to make sure they're true because there's weird stuff out there and we never know what we're going to get.
I like it. Sounds good. You still do unbreaded?
Very rarely. No, I stopped doing it a while ago because it got boring to do because it was always like you either have a really repetitive page or you'd have like one of these solid paragraphs for the whole page is like wouldn't be funny. And I got like, if I'm not into it, it wasn't going to be something I could do. But the other day I did do a 5-page in a row reading, and it was, oh my God, it was like building it up for like, a while, you know what I'm saying? And then it goes great. Yeah. That's what it was like.
Okay.
Like when you haven't had cotton candy in a minute and you have cotton candy and like,
you haven't had sex in a while. And then like, finally she lets you in there.
Why you Why you gotta bring it sexual?
I'm sorry. Is that it? Because you know you got the slow build, man. What?
Dude, I was talking about going to Dairy Queen.
Unbreaded is old and boring. Damn. All right.
See? See?
chat.
Old and busted. New hotness. The new hotness is Will Smith getting slapped in the face. No, that's not even new anymore. I like
it's Carlton dunking on him with his new fam.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, so that's a new family? Carlton. That's not an old family?
His family. No, that's his family. Yeah.
Well, how long has he been with them?
I don't know. I mean, he's got 3 kids with that girl, so.
Well, you said new fam, and I was like, did he join in? Is he like, it's like, no. Maybe she's divorced and has kids. Like, I don't know. Okay,
get rid of the word new.
I just
dunking
making sure.
on Will and his family.
Yeah, well, either way would be dunking on Will.
True.
Dude, Jada dunked on Will harder than anybody.
God damn, I can't believe that woman's real. All right, Amber Heard or Jada?
Amber Heard. Well, I saw a picture of her recently, and she did not look good.
Oh, no?
But I saw a picture of Jada anytime after like 22 years ago, and she did not look good. So I don't know.
Jada's got like 20 years on her, right? Or some shit. I actually don't know how old Amber Heard is.
The youngest part of Jada Pinkett Smith is the stubble.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're not wrong though. How does she have stubble though? Doesn't alopecia mean nothing grows?
No, you know how she got stubble, right? Because it's gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got it from Will.
Shave it off, Will. I need it for my new premiere.
It's like, I'm going to do hair plugs. The doctor's like, where are you going to get the hair from? Will's like, I got it. I got it.
No, she's like, Will. You're like, come over here. She takes the leash off and gets in the chair.
When she comes out and she's like, actually, we've been separated for 7 years. And he's like, you did all that. You endured all of that while separated.
Yeah. And then she came out and said, I was actually surprised that he called me his wife that night. It's like, you bitch.
Gosh, she's so evil.
She is so bad.
Maybe hypothetical, it's all a lie. And he legit has a humiliation fetish. And she's just like, she loves him so much. And it's like, yeah, you are. Because that's what they say. Those guys who are like, the submissive guys tend to be like the CEOs of like big companies and stuff. They'll go and like, they'll like hire the dominatrix chicks
from them.
Yeah. Right. Like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street with Venice, the Venice chick.
I haven't seen that. I know. Everyone has the same reaction.
I'm not going to shame you because it took me forever to see it. And everybody's like, you have to see it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. It's so good. Like it's a really good movie. Like it's fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
So Jada is Will's sister. Yes, I think so. I don't know.
Jada's Will's sister.
Now it is.
What the fuck?
Now it is.
Sure. No, they're roommates. If they live together, I guess. I don't know.
Wait. Okay.
Realization. Go on.
I'm just trying to figure out what it makes. Never mind. No, that doesn't work. Like if Jada ended up marrying her son's friend or whatever.
Oh yeah.
What would that make Will other than a bitch? I think that's just it. I think that's the medical term.
My favorite conspiracy theory was that Will had Tupac taken out and he hired Biggie to do it. And Biggie didn't want to do it because Biggie was like, nah, me and Tupac, it's just kind of like, it's for the ratings. We don't actually hate each other.
Yeah.
And then then Biggie was like, well, I can't, I'm going to tell Tupac that you're trying to kill him.
Okay.
And Will had them both taken out.
But Tupac sent Jada to Will.
No, Will knew that Jada was obsessed with Tupac and that's why he had him taken out.
Okay. See, I thought Tupac's
theory.
like dying wish to Jada was like as he's bleeding out there, and she's like 50 Cent would have lived, and he's like coughing up blood.
She would have said that,
and he's like, "I'm gonna need you to marry Will Smith and fuck his life up, all of it.
fuck his life up for me, bitch."
It's a slow burn, the long con
like,
of Tupac.
Anything for you, Tupac, anything.
Oh man. And that's what Welcome to Miami actually was about. That's that song was actually just Will Smith dancing on the graves of Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur, who he killed. I know this. This is true.
He brought their remains down to Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
It took 2 planes to get Biggie down there, but
spread their ashes.
I still don't think either of them are dead.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think they're on an island. Elvis is a president because it was a long time ago, so he's still got to be over the black people. And then, they sent Aaliyah down so they could like breed a new like race of super musicians.
Okay.
Because she didn't die either. Like
Amy Winehouse is down there.
No, she's dead.
Oh, no. She's definitely dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were trying, right? They were trying to get Amy Winehouse down there, but she just was like, well, heroin though. So she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They only sent one chick, Aaliyah.
Oh.
They
have to just share her.
Yeah. Well, like Biggie's not doing anything.
What if he lost all the weight? I mean,
True.
Shit. He's like, all right, now I'm free. I'm gonna live a long and healthy life. turn my life around.
He does one of those videos like to his ex, where he's like trying to get her back, and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to let you know, like, I started hearing what you were saying. It took me a long time. I was resentful. I made some albums about it. I made some music, had some anger issues, but after a while, I kind of got out of the public eye. I ran rough for a while, but I got out of the public eye, and I listened to what you said, and girl, I started walking again. I started walking, and the pounds came off, and as the pounds came off, I felt the guilt leave. I felt the anger leave, and
it was lighter.
That's why I'm sending you this Facebook message right now. I'm gonna need you back with your number.
They didn't even have Facebook back then, though.
They do now, though. He's still alive, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're right. True.
Plus, he's a boomer, so he'd definitely be on it.
True.
Oh my God. It's I don't know. These people are weird. But who cares about celebrities? I just like making fun of stuff.
True that. I know, it's great. I've been seeing, dude, I don't know why people think that they could tag me to like
they try to drag you into everything.
I mean, it's so funny. Like I see people like tagging Tim about Cassandra because she's, very vocal about her views on the Palestine-Israel shit. It's like,
oh yeah, she and Viva got into it a little bit. That was funny.
Yeah. Viva blocked her. Or she blocked him. I don't know.
She blocked him because he called her a coward.
Right. But then like I know I'm like on the outskirts and I see like this drama between Eric and Dick and like I don't fucking care. I'm not involved in that. And then I see that you're kind of like poking both sides because you're like, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna poke whoever the fuck gets in the way of my stick because it's the internet and fuck you. And I'm like, oh, Nick being Nick,
You're like, Adam, come fix this guy.
Adam, you seen what Nick's doing? You're his friend. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, no, fucking, I don't want, what the fuck am I going to do? Hey, Nick, listen, I've been waiting to talk to you man on man. All right. Seriously.
Man on man. That's the strange expression that you picked.
Man on man, man to man.
I like to talk. I mean, face to face, but usually standing up.
Now you're bottom, right? Sorry, wait. What are we talking about?
You're talking to Will Smith right now.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Put the leash back on, Will. Yeah, it's ridiculous that people seem to think that, and it's so annoying. Like, creators are not responsible for what people who listen to them do. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
like how I don't understand it. Why that's a mentality.
And even avoiding that though, and just going to the thing, like, creators are not responsible for what anybody they know does, and they likely have almost zero ability to influence it. And by the time that they can influence it, it's too late. It's done. Whatever was going to be stopped has already happened, which is why you're telling them about it. And you're like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to go back and delete his tweet or whatever? Like, I guess.
Right.
I have his account, just in case he wanted me to delete everything if he died. But like, he just wanted me to tag Joe Biden with a picture of a 9-year-old.
Oh God.
I don't know why that's weird. Joe's
Yeah.
weird. You know what though? I do want to say something before we get into topics. I like the beard. It's very thick.
You know what? I woke up one day and I was like, oh fuck, I've got like a beard now. And I kind of, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to.
When my beard starts to get long, like it drives me crazy. I start to get itchy and stuff, and I can't like push through. So I always end up shaving it, which I'm good with, but it's looking good. And I like it. It not
Thank you.
was looking good. It is looking good. So
Thank you.
You know.
Yeah, I've never had like a full beard, and I think this is the beardiest I've ever been. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep it going. It's not itchy anymore.
Oh, that's
And
the
now,
best. Yeah, that's what you got.
now I actually condition it a little bit, and it makes it so much nicer. It actually
if you
lays
have
down
like the beard shampoo and conditioner and like a beard oil or like a beard cream, that really does help a lot.
Oh yeah.
Real quick
Yeah,
though,
it's nice.
you're over in Europe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have 7-Elevens over there. Like, how many have you purchased recently?
I've been to a 7-Eleven in Stockholm, so I know that they're out here, but I don't see any around me. They're like in the big cities.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't know. I've never been there. I mean, I've been to France.
You've never been to Europe?
I've been to France, but that's it.
France doesn't count though.
Yeah, it's like diet Europe.
No, my least favorite European country is Belgium.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Belgium is they have the worst roads.
Okay.
They have fucking road pirates. I saw road pirates, dude.
Wait, like,
yeah.
So what's like a Mad Max road pirate? Like, is it like a truck with a bunch of dudes in the back with like AKs or something?
No.
Or
so there's
a road pirate.
So a road pirate is someone that will go to RV parks or like the nice stops that actually have like places that you can pull over the side and like barbecue, and they're just like rest stops.
Yeah, in the US we call those homosexuals.
Yeah, but these guys they'll rig up a machine. Every RV in Europe has to have like a vent that is open to the outside world just to let oxygen in, so that you can't. It's just like legalese, whatever.
They just like gas them through it.
They'll gas them, and they'll be knocked out, and then they'll break in and take everything. So they don't kill them, but they wake up and all the shit's gone. So I actually caught some guys that were in this. So me and my wife were RVing. We got an RV. We're RVing through Europe, and we're going through Belgium. We're probably like 20 miles, 10 miles outside of the French border. And we were like, it was getting dark, and we're like, this is a nice look. It was a nice looking rest stop with like a whole big parking area, and there was like an old couple with their RV. And we're like, all right, cool. Like fellow RVers, sure.
Hello, fellow RVers. We're the Petito family.
Yeah. So we're up late because we're just like, we're younger. We don't give a shit. And we're cooking, and it's probably like midnight. We're like watching a TV show. And she said like she saw someone out like in the bushes, like creepy. So I get in the front seat, and I'm like sitting there like in the dark, so they don't know that I'm in the cab. And I see two guys looking at us, and I'm like, these fuckers are like shady as shit. So I turn the light on, and I'm sitting there like looking at them, and I turn the light on, and I'm like looking at them, and they like see me looking at them. They're like, oh shit. And they go back to their car, and I'm like seeing them, and they're sitting in their car, but they're not looking at me anymore because I'm aware of them, right? And then I see them looking at the old people's RV, and we're like, me and my wife are watching them because we're like, what the fuck is going on right now? And we see them take a fucking backpack, which I'm assuming had that whatever the rig that they need to gas them, all right?
Yeah.
And go around the side of the RV to where the freaking vent was. And we're like, holy shit, these fuckers are gonna rob these people.
You're like, honey,
so I get out.
I read about this on the news. Are you watching this? Look at this. It's crazy.
So I'm like, all right, you know what? We're not staying here. I'm good to drive. I'm gonna drive into France. Like, fuck this. But I'm like, pack up. I'm gonna go tell the person inside, because it was a 24-hour gas station. And I like walk over, and they see me walking past them, because I kind of like walk past them, and I'm like, I like look, and they like they were doing something. They were jerry rigging something outside this old couple's RV. And they like look at me, and I'm like looking at them, and I walk in, and they could see I'm like pointing, and I'm like, these people are robbing those old people, and the guy's like, no English, and I'm like, fuck, shit, I spelled whatever they speak in Belgium. I don't even know. But he kind of understood, and I was like, the police, like, and then I walk out of the store. And as I walk out, it was like it went into slow motion. Like they were in their car and they were leaving, and they were like looking at me. They were like, "This fucking guy just ratted us out." And I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I fucking stopped you from robbing those old people." And then they left, and then I got in my RV and fucking left also.
So, if you were gonna do that,
road pirates, man.
Would you rob old people or young people?
I don't know, because like, I don't think like old people would take expensive things on like an RV trip.
Yeah.
I think young people probably would.
Right.
Like
I would
and
like
shit, and computers.
Yeah, if I had an RV, I don't want one, but if I had an RV, it would be like I always like overbook wherever we go. Like I book like a nicer room than necessary all the time. I don't book the top tier room, but I never want to like stay and have the risk that I'm going.
Closet.
I just never want to stay like I'm going to be uncomfortable, right? Like I just am going to make sure the stay is nice. It's why I can't camp. I'm such a fucking baby. I'm like, God, there's not an air conditioner in this tent or anything. And I'm like, I'm
miserable.
I would be so fucking miserable the whole time. So like if I got an RV, it would cost immense amounts of money and be like super modern and like perfect. And that's the one. If you ever see me in an RV and you're a road pirate, I'm the one you want to take stuff from because it's going to be the nice RV. Because I just but I'll never have one because I'll never be able to afford it. Those things get real expensive, like the super nice
crazy
ones.
Expensive.
And they're cool.
Ours is old.
Well, they had they used to have that show on HGTV, and I would actually watch it. It was like $1 million RVs. Those things were fucking great. Like
Tim had a crazy RV. Well, he had a caravan.
Yeah.
And actually Luke had a pretty nice caravan too.
Like a Dodge Caravan? That's like a minivan.
No, like an actual RV caravan, like, or I don't know, what are they called? Where you don't drive them, you have to hook them up to a fifth wheel.
Oh, like a trailer.
Yeah, trailer, like a trailer home.
It's like a caravan is like a bunch of RVs or whatever. That'd be like a caravan.
I don't know what they're called. Whatever. It's the ones that you hook up to the fifth wheel, like the ones that are the huge like RV trailers.
A camper. People are calling camper,
pimping,
but
a camper. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Luke had a nice one, and then Tim bought one and just never touched it. He just parked it. He was like, "Yeah, I got one out too."
Put the chickens in here. If we ever drive anywhere, the chickens can stay in there.
He just wants whatever anyone else has.
That's cool.
Hey, he can afford it. Good for him.
I know, it's awesome. I wish I could do that, like at that level, because my life would be even more stupid.
Well, he doesn't have 5 kids.
Right, but each one of those kids would have an RV. No, just 5.
How many are you on now?
Just 5.
I know.
We're stuck on 5.
Know about.
We're done. We have made a conscious decision.
Okay.
A while back to be.
Did you?
No, not yet. I probably will eventually.
Okay.
I've always felt weird about it.
It might put a hamper on like the Baldo action, right? You don't want to fuck that up.
I don't think it would. I mean, maybe for like a day. I've heard recovery is pretty quick, but I don't know.
Oh, wait,
are you snipped?
You tried it, didn't you? You did.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the snipping.
No, I know, but I don't think I've ever. I heard that you did try it. Is it true?
Try.
Or
there is no try. There is only do.
There's only do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Were you going to not do it?
I don't know.
I mean,
what? Dex didn't do it, right?
No, he's a giant pussy.
He's a fucking pussy.
That's what I said.
He's all talk, dude.
All talk.
I know. Shame on him for posting that damn Hillary picture. Or no.
Shame on him for living most of the time.
No, the Pelosi picture. God.
It was like, damn it. Where were we going? Fuck.
We're all over the place.
No, the snip. I heard the snip is a fast recovery, like 48 hours or something, but I don't know.
Wow. Well, you know what? I did split my nutsack open before.
You
And it
told that
was
story, yeah, because you were a
yeah.
skateboarder.
Yeah, and I kept skating. I didn't know. I kept skating, and then it was like an hour later that I was like, "Man, it fucking hurts. Like, what the
You
fuck?"
didn't know?
I didn't know.
How do
Yeah.
you not know that your balls are split?
Well, I was wearing tighty whities, like with like a good hold on my nutsack, so it
Oh, so
wasn't like
you're snug.
hanging out and bleeding
Yeah.
everywhere. And then I was like, it really fucking hurts. So I
Well,
went to the
yeah.
bathroom and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, the doctor said if the board was a millimeter in either direction, one of my nuts would have exploded. So, but yeah, I mean, I healed really quick. It was just like basically just stitches healing. So,
Yeah, well, I think it's fast because it's a high blood flow area. Like
right.
same with like your face, right? Like wounds on your face
True.
heal pretty quick because there's a lot of blood flow. Palm of your hand.
Makes
That's why
sense.
everybody like in movies, like, yeah, they cut their hand because it's gonna heal really, really fast.
Right.
But yeah, that
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe like I've thought about it and it's like it just feels weird, right? Because like I know it doesn't change any like function except for like the ability to impregnate, but it's like there's
Hmm.
something different about you afterwards. Like you've seen some shit.
Some sort of less of a man.
Now I don't want to say that because it sounds like really condescending to guys who've gotten it. I don't feel that way. It just like to me, it's like it's just always made me like mildly uncomfortable. And I think you got to get over that thing to do it.
Hmm.
But it's like I don't want to have more kids. Like I like my kids and the thought of signing up for another 18 years now is really not the 18 years. It's the first 3
Yeah.
where you're
Yeah,
like you just run ragged all
when
the
they
time.
need you
Yeah.
100% of the time. Yeah, yeah. That's
And
true.
so it's I don't know, I've always had that reservation there. And someday I'll kill it.
I think 5 is enough.
It's
You don't need more than 5.
no, we originally wanted to have Lady Raggets originally wanted to have 8.
Wow.
And I was down for it. But then and had we not had miscarriages right away, we maybe could have gotten there. Like it's hard to say how life would have gone, but
Yeah.
that set us back so far. And then by the time we had the 5th one, it was like, I mean, this is a lot every time. And we weren't sure.
Yeah.
We weren't sure when we had our 5th, but it was like after, like a 2-year period, we're like, okay, like
Well, how
if
old's your
we
5th now?
she is 6.
6. Okay, it's been
Yeah.
6 years.
Now to be clear, like if tomorrow she's like, I'm pregnant, it'd be like, cool, be great. Honestly, like that would be awesome. I don't want that to happen. She doesn't want that to happen. But if it did, we would not be like, what are we gonna do? Like, oh my gosh. It's like, no, I mean, that's just how it goes.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And that'd be fine. But it's not a goal at all. And it's very unlikely. So,
Right
yeah.
on. Cheers to that.
I don't know. but the snip seems like it's like such a step.
Are you like debating it right now? Because you're
Mm-mm.
really focusing on the snip right now.
I was just curious to talk to somebody about it. I don't know. Don't get to talk about this stuff too often. Like, what am I going to do? Go
I guess
online and
that's
talk? It's weird to talk about it alone.
Anyone want to join me and talk about vasectomies? I really am just want to talk about it.
That would probably be a really interesting show if you got a bunch of guys with different vasectomy stories. Because
That's true. Yeah.
I was
That's true.
down in Texas and I was having a drink. It was we were down for a wedding, and my cousin and his wife invited my wife and I out for a drink, and then a friend couple of theirs that I'd never met like came out and we were all sitting outside of the bar, and somehow vasectomies came up, and this is several years ago, and he starts telling his vasectomy story, and it was a horror story, like a pure October Saw horror experience.
Lost
But he was
his
so
dick.
proud of it. He was so proud of it. That's what made it best. He's like, dude, let me tell you. I'm like, hello, person I
Do you
don't
want to hear a
know.
horror story?
He's like, no, he didn't phrase it that way. He's like, I'm gonna tell you about vasectomies. Because everybody's doing that.
It's the first, like, hi, nice to meet you.
No,
That's the first thing he says.
I don't remember. Okay, I can't it's something my cousin said, and it would, if I say it, it would reveal maybe some private things about his wife that nothing like crazy or gross. It's just, I don't know anything about what they've ever said. And I don't want to, like, they've got their own lives.
No worries.
But needless to say, heard a story from them, nothing gross or weird, guys, just personal. And then that led into a discussion of body alteration in general, and vasectomies came up, probably because this guy really wanted to talk about it. And he's like, let me tell you about vasectomies. And I'm like, okay, now I'm listening. And he's like, you got to get the right one. I'm like, at the time, like, I'm not looking for vasectomy. So I hadn't even thought about it. It had never entered my mind at all. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess you got to find the right one. So tell me about it. He's like, everybody's doing these laser ones now. Can't do that shit. Like, why? He's like, well, those have the highest fail rates. I'm like, but the fail rates are pretty low, I think. And those, like, they're pretty good at the laser thing now. They just burn a hole through the little like thing. Yeah. And he's like, yep, nope, but you got to find a guy who still does it manually. It's like, do you? Yeah. He's like, I find the last doctor in Texas who does them manually with a knife. And I was like, cool. It's like, best decision, man. Those have the lowest fail rates. I'm like, okay. He's like, now let me tell you what happened. It's like, well, I thought that was the end of the story.
Right.
Like you got the vasectomy from the guy with the knife, but no, it wasn't. He starts telling the process. He's like, it's really barbaric. You go in there and there's a nurse and she's like, all right, take your pants down. You're like, well, I don't even know you. I'm like, that's not funny. And he's like, and then she pulls out this breadboard thing with like a hole in it, and it clamps around the base enough so that your balls can't like sink back through. So there's nice like little mound there, right?
Right.
So the doctor can come in and just like do the incision, like they're gonna numb it, and they do the incision, they're going snip, snip, snip. And he talks about this whole like process, and he's like watching it all happen, and he's like, he was so scary and stuff. And I'm like, why are you saying? And then he's like, and then, man, I got an infection. I got infected. It was the worst. It was the worst thing ever. Like 2 weeks of excruciating pain. My testicles like swelled up huge. They're all purple. They thought I was going to lose stuff. I almost died. I was in the hospital.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, what do you do? And he's like, best decision of my life. It's like, wait, was that a joke or was that real? He's like, no, that was real. So why didn't you just go get the laser thing where you're done in 30 minutes and then you go home with an ice pack and a fucking ice cream, like everybody normal, and then you go to work the next day and you just sit on a pillow.
Shit.
It was weird. He was like so happy that he did that, and I'm like, it sounds like the worst decision you could have made. It's like, yeah, I went to get fitted for gloves. Well, what happened? I chopped all my fingers off with wire cutters.
Wow, best decision I ever made.
Yeah, I didn't want those anyway.
Yeah.
It's fucking strange. I don't know. People are strange.
Wow. Okay, so just don't find the last doctor that does the knife surgery.
He's like, yeah, the guy's like 92, still doing them.
I can barely see. Pick the wrong knife, it turns out.
Like, this is very weird.
Yeah, he's back from the age where they didn't believe in washing their hands or the tools.
You know what? I think he actually said something like that. With the hands, not the tools, but the hands.
Holy shit.
It's weird.
I mean, I was kidding, but that used to be the case.
Yeah, but he had said, I don't think it was that specific, but he had alluded to the fact that it was not like they didn't bother with all that bullshit. With
antibiotics,
cleaning up like as well and stuff, like and really being careful. It was so strange. Anyway, but maybe actually, you know what? I think we've solved the problem. I think we know now why I have not gotten a vasectomy. I think that story is probably
that guy's fault.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, we know that you're not going to go to the 92-year-old.
No, he's much older now. I hope he's still hammering him out. Like if your dream is
98, just
touching ball sacks and cutting them open, like don't ever stop.
Living your dream. Say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's right. What do you love? Bulls.
Good for him.
Hallucinosis says, my favorite hand model of all times mentions in the first 20 seconds, the gloves are off. Oh yeah. Get it.
Oh yeah.
Cheesy Tarian says, is Adam trying to audition for Grizzly Adams remake and ask him why the cub was called Ben?
I would totally do bushcrafting, and I'm thinking about it. I've been making videos of me in my forest. Have you seen any of them? I
What
put
is
2 out.
bushcraft?
Bushcrafting is living off the land,
Oh, okay.
filming yourself, making, digging out a house under a rock somewhere, and
Do you do
spending
it
the
like
night
those,
kinda
like the Filipino guys do it, where they just lie?
shit. No, I know what you're talking about though.
Dude, I love
Those
watching
guys are
those
funny.
videos. And then
I
you
mean,
like,
yeah, they're still entertaining. People
and then,
still love them. They're meditative.
yeah, and
My
then,
nephew, who's like 7, loves those videos. Like he'll
yeah.
put those on.
Dude, I can watch those things forever. I'm like, what? Look at this design. This is
I
insane.
know. It's
How'd these
amazing.
guys come up with it? It's like, oh, they have a professional architecture firm drafting
Yeah.
everything out. Some asshole comes out and draws it on there for them. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and then the
that's
tractors
how.
come in and do like the in between shots.
Yeah, all
Oh
the
yeah.
major work. Because I'm sitting there
Right.
watching, I'm like, this would take so long. And it's like 320 days later. I'm like, that's a lot of investments. Like for a
Mhm.
YouTube video, it's like, oh no, this actually took him like a day. The seasons don't change. Everything's like the amount of hassle it would be to have this open chasm be digging
Yeah.
in for like
With like a
300
pool.
days with rain and shit all over the place. It would be a mess. You wouldn't have clean edges. And I never thought about it. I was just like, oh yeah, it took
Right.
a really long time for these guys to sit there.
Wow, these guys are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's that. So you've been doing that? Like you making videos on it?
Kind of. Well, no, I mean, kinda. I've just been exploring my forest. I live right next to a forest, basically. So like I have this vast wilderness to explore, and
Okay.
there's these boulders that Vikings used to live by, and they like my next door neighbor is well the plot of land that's my neighbor. No one
Hmm.
lives there. It's actually a Viking heritage site. Like nothing can be built because it's actually got these I don't know what they're called. They're these holes in the ground that Vikings actually used to live in, like hovels under these boulder rocks that are in my neighborhood because a glacier thousands of years ago dropped all these boulders out as it was melting as it headed to the Baltic.
Okay.
So I
I
got
would be
boulders everywhere.
hesitant to live under a boulder, but go on.
Oh, I know, but they're massive. They're insane. They're huge.
I'm not
Like
an outdoorsman, so like I'm an
yeah,
idiot. I would be
I'm not
hesitant because I
either.
don't understand how things work. But no,
Right.
yeah, I trust
No,
Vikings
I
though.
think about it though. I'm not trying to like dig underneath a boulder and like live under there, but
Right.
it's cool to I don't know, Vikings actually lived in this area. So,
Sure.
yeah, just
Yeah, the Minnesota
so yeah,
Vikings still live here.
how are they doing?
They're different than other Vikings. There's something about
Right.
them. Predominantly pigmentation. But okay, so they
Yeah.
so they lived under the rocks in that area. And so like, okay,
Mhm.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
Did you? I know, it's fine. I think I was done. I'm just saying like I
Oh,
wanna do that. I've been filming myself walking around my forest. I got like a little gimbal and a drone and I'm starting to like I feel like I'm learning how much I suck at cinematography and filming shit. So, yeah, I gotta get
that's
good at that first.
that's the thing. So people talk to me a lot about like doing YouTube and stuff like that. And like, what do you need? All the equipment. I'm sure you get the same types of questions like, oh, what do you start out with? And it's like, if you do what we do, have good audio.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
trick. Have good audio.
That's the key.
But if you do any of these craft things, it doesn't matter what cooking, like cooking shows, mixology, nature shit, bushcraft, apparently, which I just thought was going back to the 70s. But doing any of those things,
Lots
have
of hair.
have a real good cinematographer and videographer. Like have someone
Dude,
who can
so
eyeball a
important.
shot and set it up, because the difference between a shitty cooking channel and a great cooking channel is, first, it's in the framing of the food, the lighting, and the editing from different camera angles and stuff like that. And then it's the audio after that, where you get that crackle and the sizzle of bacon cooking in a pan.
Right. I got a really good shot that
I was
I
like, what
just
are you
okay,
looking at? I was very confused.
I'm gonna show you no, I'm gonna show you this shot that I'm just like
Hmm.
I got this shot and I'm like, "Oh, oh man."
Oh,
This shot made me want to like film more. Okay? Like I was just like, I need to film more because I got this
here we
one
go.
shot. this is my oak tree. And this is
sound like a country album.
I'm hovering above my yard right now.
Okay, cool.
So and yeah.
By you mean your drone.
I don't know why it's not smooth. It should be.
Click in your StreamYard window. It should smooth it out.
Oh yeah. No, the video is not playing smooth.
Nah,
but this is my river.
It's pretty though.
I have like a little river next to me.
That's cool.
And so this is my forest. This is my neighbor. This is where I live in the middle of middle of nowhere, and this is the forest that I live in. So I want to like basically go out and film
Explore
me building shit. Yeah.
Do those cooking videos where you like build a big fucking campfire and you put like a rock in there and then you just throw a steak on there and you speak Spanish or Mongolian. Those are cool.
Yeah.
I love watching that stuff. It has the potential to be really popular if you have like any ability to do stuff with your hands. And again, the key though is if you do that stuff, get a good camera and learn how to frame a shot or hire someone who does. Those channels do really well. The guys who just out there with like a shitty hand camera and they're like, it doesn't look good. It's like, well, people want to see the splinters of wood flying. Like that's what they care about. It's weird, but that's what they want. Someone though in the chat did say, what kind of like mics, like starter mics? I'm gonna say there's a bunch of really good ones out now. It was a little different.
Lewitt's got some good mics that are a little cheaper.
Sure has a USB mic that's really good too.
Oh, really? Sure's got a USB mic? Nice.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
There's a channel I recommend, guys, if you want like actual gear suggestions across price points. It's this guy named Senpai Gaming, which is a gay name, but Harrison seems like a cool dude. He reviews a ton of equipment at all different price points. He's really, really fucking smart and good at explaining why it's all great. But the real key is if you cannot afford a really good mic, and like so this mic is an RE20. You've got an SM7 or an SM7B or whatever.
Yeah.
They're about the same. They're like $400 for the mic, and then you have to have like a good audio interface, and then you might have to have a cloud lifter and stuff. So you're going to spend more money on the back end, but you don't have to have that. But if you're not going to have that, you can do it with filters through fucking OBS. OBS has a bunch of great filters and other programs do too. You just have to learn how to use those really, really well. And there's a bunch of tutorials. So if you can't spend the extra money, but do not go out to start a YouTube channel and spend $1,000 on audio equipment. You don't need to do that. Just get good enough audio, clean up the background noise. Don't have a bunch of like echoes and weird shit.
Get a carpet underneath you.
Yes. Get a carpet.
Get like panels of sound foam. The little squares, they're like this big.
Let me pose
the corners.
Counter argument. If you don't want to do the sound paneling, because I have basically none in this room, and it's just a square.
But you have a carpet underneath you, though, don't you?
I have a carpet underneath me, and I have a bunch of shit in this room.
That takes priority, though. The carpet underneath you. Get rid of the hardwood floor in wherever you're talking.
Carpet underneath, and then if you don't want to panel and everything all over the place, just put a bunch of shit in your room, like even temporarily.
I don't have any panels in my room either. Actually, I've got none. I just have a rug.
Yeah, break up corners and weird shit like that. And if you really can't afford anything, beanbag chairs all over the place. Like stack them up. Go buy them at thrift shops. Yeah, any of that
blankets
stuff.
also work.
Yeah, just pin them to your walls.
Tack them onto the wall. Tack them onto the wall. Yep.
All right, that's enough of this though. Let's get into the 2 super chats and let's get into the actual subjects. Dude, I miss talking to you, and people are like, they're like, get on with it, either kiss or talk, and I'm like, okay.
Man on man. I meant we're just talking man to man.
We're just talking man in man. Cheesy Tyrion says the cub was named Benjamin Franklin.
Oh,
as the cub was called Ben. The cub was named Benjamin Franklin. And then he also said, Adam just doxed himself. The internet will find him. Yeah, that river shot is done. Guys, he just stole that from Brokeback Mountain.
There's so many rivers in Sweden. It's insane.
Dude, I'll have to send you a picture of my backyard. It's very, it's not as wildernessy, but we back up to like 1,900 acres of a government waterfowl protection area. And so there's it's gorgeous. There's nothing there. And our house was very intentionally like, we didn't build it. The previous owners very intentionally like landscaped and set. So it's like a vista. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds great.
But, But okay, I'd show it online, but then I'll be doxxed. I already am. But anyway, with that, dude, okay, let's talk about this. We got the new Speaker of the House has finally been elected.
This guy.
Now, look, I know you're not allowed to talk about American politics. I've read Twitter.
I don't give a fuck. I do. I still pay taxes. They can all fuck themselves.
No, you can't talk about American politics. So I'm going to talk about the speaker, but I need you to speak Swedish from now on.
I don't speak Swedish. Yeah,
I don't think they do either. No, so tell me about, because, okay, here's what I found interesting. Like Trump had his, they tried to do Jim Jordan or whatever, or wait, Trump picked Jim Jordan, right? And they had the other guy, trying to get the other guy in there. And they're like, no, that guy sucks. Dude, Tom Emmer, he like stepped down after being nominated because he's like, why? I'm basically a Democrat. Yeah.
Guy.
Tom Emmer, for those of you who don't know, Tom Emmer is a Minnesota House of Representatives member. He is ostensibly Republican. I have a friend who worked on his gubernatorial campaign. He did not win. That was after we got rid of the Republican governor and started replacing him with Democrats. And Tom Emmer, he seems like a nice Minnesota Republican, which means you do not want him in charge of anything Republican at all. You don't.
Right.
Like he is not the guy for you. I don't have anything personally against him. I've never met him or talked to him. My friend who worked for him and knows him, like has known him forever. He's like a super nice guy, really, really generous and kind and all that stuff. Fantastic. I don't care. But he's not a guy I would want running Speaker of the House. When they said, I was like, Tom Emmer's in office. last I heard he had lost everything, and I don't live in the Twin Cities, so he's a Twin Cities rep. I'm outstate. But that should tell you enough. Like Tom Emmer is a House of Representatives member in a suburban area of Minnesota, like
basically a Democrat
stronghold for the most part. Yeah.
So
he like has said a bunch of shit about Trump. He doesn't like him. And now I know the Trump candidate lost, but what I found interesting about this guy, what's his name? I don't even remember his name.
Mike Johnson. I have some things you want me to show, but tell me what you know about him first.
Well, I was just going to say that the main thing I've read about him, because the news is immediately like, this is what they want to say. They're like, he was one of the key players in trying to overturn the 2020 election.
Yeah. Like Adam Schiff and like all these fuckers are, wow, man, it's the worst thing. He's against gay marriage. He's against abortion. He's against immigration. He tried to overthrow the 2020 election, and everyone on the right's like, all right, we got our guy in there. All right, good shit.
That's exactly like that's the main thing that I was focused on. I was like, the media and the administration, the Department of Justice, all want us right now. They want all of us to understand that anybody who opposed the 2020 election is not fit for society. Like that's the legitimate message. I don't know if you guys have been getting that message, but that's what they want you to take away, is that if you oppose the 2020 election, you're not fit, not for office, just for society. You're not there. You're not allowed. And so this guy, if he's involved in that, that's his extremism. Someone, I think Kyan Rennell says he's pro George Floyd.
Yeah. Well, I think it's worse than that.
Look, I'm pro George Floyd now because he is a saint. He's the patron saint of fentanyl resilience. And look, I don't want to be eating a Subway sandwich and get a fentanyl overdose, like a hot dose of fentanyl on my Subway sandwich, like put in the mayo or whatever, and then die. So I pray to George Floyd. Every time I take a footlong, I pray to George Floyd and I say, please don't let this footlong inject me with fentanyl. And if it does, please let me live through it. He's a patron saint of it.
Wow. This is the first thing I saw of this guy. All right. I'm sharing it.
Yeah.
So I saw this and I'm like, all right, what's this? Trump acquitted? Okay. Like what is this?
What is Trump acquitted? Oh.
This is a while back. So this is him in front of Nancy Pelosi's office holding up the Trump acquitted Washington
That would have been
Post,
so the impeachment.
And then he winks.
That's cool.
Right. So this was the first thing I saw. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. I'm like, I don't know anything about him, but this is funny. But then first thing he does is start talking about, all right, we're gonna give some more money to Israel. And I'm like, okay.
Can you pause the video for a second though? I do want to play the video, but I got to address something in the chat. Scott X, very offensive. And look, we don't tolerate this kind of speech around here, Scudex. He says that
What's
George
happening?
Floyd was specifically not resistant to fentanyl. I'm sorry. What are you doing? You reading medical examiners' reports? Are you reading doctors who have examined the physical evidence and have made determinations about the cause of death of George Floyd? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? Excuse me, sir. There was a jury. There was a jury of non-doctors. There's a jury of non-doctors who had been specifically poisoned. One of them by lying, but the rest of them by watching a media tell them entirely that there was no possible way anything other than a gringo knee could take out this grown, beautiful man. Nothing on earth could have possibly killed him other than that. And that jury was an expert on all facts that was presented to them. None of them were presented in a malicious, unfair, or illegal way. None of them were biased. No experts were excluded. Everything was fine. And they have determined that George Floyd died not of fentanyl, no matter whether he was 1 times the fatal limit or 3 or 4 times the fatal limit, or maybe even 9 times the fatal limit.
Or was it 9?
I don't know.
I thought it was like 7.8 times or some shit. No, it was like
No.
The lethal amount is like 7 or something, and he was at like 18, 19.
Now, I do want to temper this down for just like it's funny. It's a good point, but I do want like the way opioids work is really fucking weird. And there have been people with like way higher amounts of opiates and fentanyl in their system and have lived and been perfectly fine. You like, there is a plausible way to go, he would have lived through this, like, but it doesn't seem like that's the case because he's dead. Right. Like,
and most importantly though, the coroner said that there's no sign of any sort of trauma from Chauvin.
Right. There's no asphyxiation. So what killed him? Now I can think of some ways where because I made this argument way back when it happened, that not that this is what happened, but here's how a jury can reach this conclusion. And it, most importantly, once a jury has reached a conclusion, it can be legally sustainable and hard to appeal. Not that it's the correct conclusion, because juries reach incorrect conclusions. The question is, can you appeal the jury decision only if the jury could have no, I think it's no rational relation to the evidence presented. And here is the argument I made. This would have been back in 2021, I think, for how this can happen. And everybody who hears this and gets pissed off at me, please understand, this is not the argument I'm making. This is just how this is made and sustained, is that even if he was dying of fentanyl, because there is an intervening, contributing cause, even if, say, Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd the way he did wouldn't have killed him otherwise, and the fentanyl wouldn't have killed him otherwise, but because he's in a state of excitement or delirium or whatever, the kneeling enhances something like a cardiac failure that may not have occurred because the kneeling was there. If the jury could come to that conclusion, and that conclusion does not fight all of the available evidence, or is plausible under the available evidence, it is acceptable because it's a jury. And it's weird. People don't like it, but we have jury systems and they do have faults for all of their benefits. And that's one of them. So there is this weird way where he he could have been in like a really excited state. He could have been overdosing, but not going to die. And then the knee on the shoulder exacerbates a cardiac arrest that may not have occurred. And a jury could go, yeah, well, without the knee, he might have been able to get up. He might have settled down. He might not have died. Therefore, I can find it. And it's like, and we saw the jury's like responses. They're like, well, he failed to administer aid. He could have done something else. But they weren't even concluding that the knee killed him. It just seems like they decided that Chauvin is somehow, in some way, responsible for contributing. And I don't think that should put someone in prison forever. But the state of the law says that can put someone in prison forever. So it's weird.
Didn't he also get charged with involuntary and
the feds were not going to let him. He got everything. Like he got a whole bunch of shit at the state. And then the feds came in with the backup plan, like deprivation of rights. What rights? Breathing. Like deprived him of all. And it's like, So they were going to, like, Chauvin had to go. That's the message from the state of Minnesota and the federal government was someone was going to put this motherfucker away because he killed the representative of an idea. And he's the worst fucking representative. They always are. They're always the worst fucking representatives.
And let's be real though. If he was acquitted, what would have happened? The Twin Cities would have been gone.
Yeah, no, that would have been
gone.
Done.
Still would have been burning.
Yeah. It still is because the Palestinian stuff now, but
ooh, yeah.
Like that happened just recently. They had a Palestinian, like a pro-Palestinian protest. There's like a car that like drove through it and they're like, old white man runs over Palestinian protest. And then you like see the video and he like stops and they surround his car and they're like beating him and beating the car and bashing it and stuff. And he like, he's like really old and freaking out. He's like, and he just drives forward. And it's like, well, yeah, this would I would have drove forward way sooner.
Right.
I would have actually called in a drone strike.
Damn.
Lawyers in Minnesota get those.
All right, Obama. Damn.
Yeah. Well, why do you think we brought the Somalis in? They're really good with joysticks. But no, it's crazy. So, but look, Chauvin was never going to get a fair trial in Minnesota. So it doesn't matter what the facts were. The facts were that the mob was against him because the mob either believed in systemic racism that was all put on Derek Chauvin's supple shoulders, or the mob believed that he caused their business to be burned to the ground, whether they cared about George Floyd or not.
Yeah.
And all of this to say, Adam, is that every day I wake up and I pray and venerate St. Floyd, my St. Floyd statue, which is out in front of my house, a giant statue with a fountain, and the fountain is filled with liquefied fentanyl.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dead doves around it too. I think that's a sign from God that George Floyd deserves to be venerated. Has nothing to do with the fentanyl that they're eating in the fountain, but it's a sign from God. Okay, sorry.
Amen. Amen.
And a women. Okay, can we play this? Can we play this? That was a big tangent.
Know if I got to reshare it because I don't know if I actually shared the audio.
Okay, yeah. Do it. Do it. Do it. Minnesota's a weird place, guys. On one hand, it's shockingly beautiful, like at this time of year. Right now outside, there are more colors than a Detroit supermarket. And it's like, it's just oranges and greens from the pines, and then these oranges and reds and yellows and it's like, and it's everywhere. There's no consistency to it. You never know what vista you're going to look at, and the temperature is like just perfect every day. It's like you can wear jeans and a short sleeve shirt. You can wear a long sleeve shirt. You're not going to melt. Like if you're wearing thick clothes, it's going to be a mess. But you can wear shorts if you want. It's gorgeous. And then you're like, but the fucking government's name is Assfister. Like they're the worst. They're the worst. Dude, I have to, all of my cars, registrations like come in right at the end of the year for some reason. And like my new car, the registration on it's $800. The registration on my SUV is like $850. And the registration on my old fucking van is still like $400. It's like, well, for what? I have to pay to own my own car. And if you don't pay it, like for a year, like if you get away, like you're crafty, like me, I never, if you don't renew your license plate registration for a year, you don't get a ticket, you don't get pulled over, and you go and you're like, beat the fucking system. I need to register for next year. And they're like, did you drive it? Nope. Sat in my driveway the whole time. They're like, still got to pay both of them.
Damn.
Like, why do I have to pay last year?
Fucking government.
I didn't drive it. Don't look at your traffic cams, but I didn't. And they're like, too bad. You still got to pay it.
Like property tax.
It's fucking, and it's expensive.
It's the same insane shit, dude.
Yeah. The three vehicles.
Modern day slavery. The
3 vehicles cost like half of my property tax. Like it's so much money just to own your own shit. Yeah. But anyway,
it's stupid.
I like a lot about Minnesota. I hate the politics in the government, and I don't get why these old fucking like Norwegian and German. Oh, they're Norwegian and German. Yeah, they're all commies. Okay, no, I got it. They just are. Like they always have been. People wonder why Minnesota is like this. The heritage of Minnesota is German and fucking Scandinavian. All the Scandinavian countries are socialist. You know this.
Well, it's like a weird mix of capitalism and socialism here. It's
Yeah. It's the capitalism that's allowed under socialism.
And well, see, the thing about socialism, it works if everyone is okay with it and it wants to be a part of it. It falls apart when one person, okay, when one person decides they can take advantage of the system, and then others notice and start doing the same, and then from other places come in. Now it's a capitalistic, socialistic nation. It's not just full socialism,
right?
So. But anyway,
socialism. Here's the thing. So on a global scale, what you're talking about is true. Like one guy says, actually,
about Sweden,
right? One guy stands up and says, "I don't want to do that," and they're like, "But you have to." And he's like, "No, who is John Galt?" Right? Like that's the whole point. Right. The shrug. But socialism will work for every country so long as there is a sufficiently rich capitalistic country. That's the funny thing.
Somewhere.
Yeah, right. When you have a global,
not necessarily them. But yeah, somewhere.
You have a global economy because okay, so we had to change insurance, medical insurance recently, and new insurance, which means we have to go through all our fucking prior authorizations for the expensive medications that we have. Like I have narcolepsy, so I have Provigil as a prescription. Provigil in India is like $40 to $80 for a month's supply. Like you just buy it online right now in India and have it shipped to you, $40 to $80. Cool. Provigil in the United States is $1,400 for 1 month supply.
Holy shit.
And so you're like, oh shit, I need insurance to pay for that. Well, our insurance, like we need prior authorization. Provigil prescription was up for renewal and the prior authorization hasn't come in. And they're like, you're going to have to pay for this. And I'm like, fuck, it's going to be I don't need it right now. Like I don't need to spend $1,400 on 30 pills. And they go, oh, no. Our store pharmacy has a discount code, like a discount coupon. And I'm like, it's a $1,400 medication. You're going to give me 10% off. It's not very helpful. And like with the discount code, it's $46. And I was like, then why the fuck is it $1,400?
Yeah.
Oh, because the insurance company that you're required to buy has to pay it. And they don't get the discount book.
Yeah.
But apparently everybody else does. Like if you just don't have insurance, well, it's $46, $1,400 for everybody else.
It's all of them just putting bills into each other's pockets. The whole system, big pharma and government and all that.
Well, and see, so the socialist capitalist countries like Sweden, Canada, whatever, like all of Europe, they don't have any medications that are $1,400 a month, like for an over-the-counter pill thing, maybe like some obscure injection that you get at a hospital. But the reason they don't is because my insurance, once I get prior authorization, my insurance is going to pay $1,400 per bottle. They will do it every single time. And that means that India can sell it for $40 to $80 a bottle. It's the same company making them in the same fucking factory with the same Pajit hands. Like it's not a thing. It didn't change. Yeah. It's not somewhere else. It's not some other manufacturer. It's all the same person. Oh, and that's a generic, by the way. That's the generic is $1,400 a month. And it's like that. So that's the only way socialism exists is like, I hate this because they're like, oh, well, we should just adopt Canada's price cap system on pharmaceuticals. I'm like, you know why the politicians won't do that, right? It's because when they propose it, the pharmaceuticals who fund them tell them, no, you can't do that. Right. Because if you price cap it,
we'll pull our funding.
No one can afford it. Like you're paying for the rest of the world's price caps. You're welcome. You're paying for that because you have a free society and everybody else doesn't. Socialism will work as long as all these people want to turn America socialist. You're killing the ability for your shit countries to exist in the way that you do, because you'll have to pay for all the money that doesn't come from us for everything that gets done, because labor still costs and resources still cost. Sorry, economics, they have to be paid somewhere. It's just paid by us rich white people. By white people, I just mean Americans, because Americans are the whites of the entire world. Doesn't matter what color you are.
Free healthcare. Free healthcare.
No, you're paying for.
What does that mean?
You're paying for Canada's free healthcare, not for their labor, not for their doctors. You're paying for all of the medical supplies, most of which are made in Minnesota, by the way. We have tons of medical, like we're the medical supply capital of the entire fucking world. Like 3M is here. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Yeah. You're all paying my shitty state for it, and they don't pay enough taxes for me to not have to spend $800 for a fucking license plate tab. Here we go. All right, can we play this weirdo Mike Johnson?
All right, let me know if you hear this. Yay? Fucking hell. I'm just gonna send you the link to this shit.
Yeah, was your volume? I think your volume was just muted, but maybe not. Just send me the link.
That's cool. It wasn't. I'm gonna just send.
While you're doing that, dox your DMs.
Okay.
Put it in the private chat. I'll grab it.
It's in there.
Here we go.
Dox your DMs.
Oh, you unshared it. Excellent. Here we go. This is a minute long. I don't know anything about this guy other than the media wants me to know that he was integral in fighting the 2020 election. Dude,
he wasn't
yesterday,
but he did like he was the leader of what he
Hamas
led the amicus brief. That's what it is. To invalidate the 2020 election. So I was like, all right, that's kind of all right. I like it.
Good. Yeah, do it, please. Dude, I was so mad yesterday. I was talking about Owen Schroyer.
Yeah, that's
from InfoWars
too.
And
I'm tweeting all about it as much as I can because it's so fucked up.
Honestly, I'll find the timestamp for you. Clip if you're tweeting about it a lot. Watch my rant. Maybe you'll find something clip worthy because I was fucking lit up about that.
Okay.
But the article I was reading said that that Owen Schroyer was involved in the January 6th riots, which interfered with the peaceful transfer of power. And it's like, no, they didn't. The peaceful transfer of power occurred on the constitutionally mandated date 15 days later. They like, there's no possible way. But that's what they keep saying this shit. They keep saying, first of all, we're not guaranteed a peaceful transition of power. We want one.
Right.
We're not guaranteed it. I don't know if people know this. There's no constitutional guarantee of a peaceful transition of power. The reason we have peaceful transitions of power is because we want the next one to be peaceful. But do you know when there wasn't a peaceful transition of power?
Lincoln?
1786 or whatever. when they fucking went to war. There's there's no transition of power to the next governors of the colonies. Like they're like, no, fuck this. That's why it's not in there. It's like, this is how it will happen. But you know, when it cannot happen is under any circumstance under which it doesn't. And we act like, well, it has to, or there's some right to it. You don't have a right to question the election that you're in. Like you don't have a constitutional right to that because the court will say you lack standing. The Supreme Court told Donald Trump he lacked standing in a lawsuit against Georgia. Well, if he doesn't have it, who fucking does?
Right.
That's insane.
Agreed.
I am going to play this, but we gotta get off of YouTube, especially we're talking about election shit. So I'm going to read the YouTube super chats. We're going to pop over to Rumble. Won't take too long here, and then we'll
election denying is legal now on it's not against TOS. I'm just saying.
Deny any election has ever occurred.
I've pushed the boundaries to see. I'm on 12 strikes. I have nothing to lose.
I'm on 0. So I don't even have a warning strike anymore, Adam.
I can't. Yeah, I did the training, so my warning should fall off in.
Wait, they give you training for it?
Yeah, I can get rid of my warning now.
Mine got removed when I got brought back like Jesus.
Oh. Wow.
I don't know how.
I remember that. Yeah.
My warning's gone. I haven't got one since. Ian Benoit says, I'm from Louisiana. And I still don't know who the fuck Mike Johnson is. Cool. Swedish Asylum Seeker says, Adam, I left a present of great importance with your wife last night while you were at the local bathhouse. See you in 9 months, brother. Allahu Akbar. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Kyron L says, hey, Adam, what does DSP's cock taste like? Figget. Is caulk like a sealant on a window, though?
Oh, yeah.
No, you interviewed DSP, right?
Yeah, that's 5 hours I won't get back. It was a 5-hour interview. Did you watch it?
No, no.
I asked you about it. You were the only one I talked to about the interview. I was like, hey, I'm interviewing DSP. And I think your response was, something like that.
It was something close. It's like, good luck.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Like, DSP has almost done interviews with me several times.
Right.
Like occasionally I haven't DM'd him in probably 2 years, and he hasn't DM'd me in like 2 years, but like occasionally he'll reach out. He's always been nice. He's always been very nice and professional and cordial. He's never, and like I've made fun of him a lot, but he doesn't seem to care. He's just like, hey, here's this thing. Like, he apologized to me about, like, there was a guy false striking everybody who talked about DSP, and like saying, he just said, hey, that's not me. This is weirdo. Here's the information about him, and whatever. So he's always been nice to me. I don't have any problem with him. Like, I like laughing at Phil, but like I don't want him to do bad. Like,
same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
same. Like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. We interviewed him. He went in that interview saying, I want this interview to be the interview I can send people to like debunk all the shit that detractors are saying. And me and Craig were like, oh, great. All right, cool. Because, like, we're going to ask you all that stuff. That's cool, right? And he was like, yeah. I'm totally fine. So, like,
mission accomplished?
No, not at all.
No.
It felt like we were trying to have an intervention, and he was that crackhead convincing us that, oh, no, I don't have a problem with crack. No, it's fine. Like, you guys, I'm totally over it. I'm fine. And, like, we could see, like, the crack pipe sticking out of his back pocket. It's like, it's still smoking. It's like, bro, like, come on. That's the vibe. That's the vibe of that interview. And we got Keemstar to come on, dude. Keem joined us at the end.
Oh, you think Keem was going to pass up a chance? Keem,
dude, look, it was glorious though, man. It was glorious.
I've only ever had good interactions with Keem. I have nothing bad to say about the guy other than he's, I don't know, he's like 4'1". No, Keem's fine. He's not my type, like, not my type of content. He's like, hey, what's up? It's Drum Alert. I'm Keemstar. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't have anything.
Cool. He seemed nice. Yeah, that was my only interaction with him ever. So,
but Keemstar is the one guy who's super huge and super famous, and then everybody else who has way less subscribers than him is more famous than Keemstar, which is,
I don't get it.
Fucking, like, Keemstar would never pass up an opportunity to get on an interview stream with DSP. Because it's DSP. But Keemstar's rolling like 8 million subscribers deep, and DSP's rolling like 200 viewers a day.
It's true.
He's like, I gotta get on. I gotta get on DSP.
I stream sniped him when I did my, because he did a reaction video to me just talking about the interview the next day.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it, and YouTube popped it up. So, like, about a month ago, I was like, I just saw this, and it's DSP reacting to me talking about the interview on Side Scrollers. So I reacted to him reacting to me, reacting to the interview. So it was
that's meta. That's meta content right there.
Yeah, it is.
But no, like, when Boogie and Frank Hassel happened, like, Boogie has a big subscriber count, but very little viewers, because, like, it was all from the past and, like, completely different now.
Before the the gun thing.
Well, this was before that, but Boogie grew during old YouTube, and then he stopped being what people wanted to watch, and they branched out or whatever. He didn't have a lot of views, but he had like 4 million subscribers. And then Frank Hassel doesn't have like hardly any subscribers because I think he's been banned all the time or whatever. So it's like these two guys who are nowhere near the fame of Keemstar. And he's like, I got to have this interview. Like, Keemstar is always the least famous person of any room he's in with way less famous people. That's why he's great. Like, that's not a slam on Keemstar, by the way.
Right. No, I see what you're saying, though.
He's great at it's what makes Joe Rogan great, right?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan has the biggest podcast in the world. And when he brings people on, yes, it's a Joe Rogan experience. Yes, you know where you're going to go. But what you go to tune in for on a Joe Rogan experience interview is whatever guy he found, no matter how tiny he is, because Joe will be an excellent springboard to highlight. He's I have said tons of bad shit about Joe Rogan. I hate his UFC commentary and all that stuff, but he is the ultimate springboard for whoever's in front of them or whoever's in front of him to highlight what they want to talk about, make it a great interview, and interact with them in a very personable way. He's phenomenal at it. It's a skill everyone who wants to do interviews should emulate.
True.
But it's like, you're Joe Rogan. Like, you could literally interview the president of the United States, and yet you'll bring on a comedian with 3,000 followers and make everybody interested in that guy. That's fucking great. Like, and that's what Keemstar is able to do in a different way with drama. It's amazing. All right. Sorry about that. Rich 88 says Sweden is going to deport migrants if you don't make 2,200 euros a month, probably because all the graping.
Well, they're also thinking about calling in the military for the no-go zones. And, that's that move that they're doing is going to, supposedly it's going to be like 33% of the immigrants that are
Holy
here.
Shit.
That's a fucking huge amount.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean the last summer, I think it was last summer, there was a huge shift towards like conservative. It's called the Swedish Democrats, but it's basically like the America First moment. It's like the Swedish First movement in the government here. They're called the Swedish Democrats.
Do they have a WTF Wednesdays?
Yeah, I don't know his name. Yes, but I can't think of his name.
Is he a cum hunter too?
Offhand. I don't know. I don't know anything about him really, other than his takes are like very pro Sweden and anti-immigration.
Well, we're finding that all over.
They're cracking down, dude.
Sweden, Greece, France, Italy, like they're all people are turning. They turn to nationalism, like ultranationalism in the face, and it's specifically of rampant, unchecked immigration that subsequently leads to a massive degrading of society and a huge crime wave, and usually horrific crime.
It's happening right now.
It's amazing if a bunch of immigrants, or refugees and asylum, let's call them refugees and asylees. Let's not conflate it with people who just cross a border. They did like there was a literal foot migration through Europe, and people kind of had to get settled wherever kind of as they went. But the guise of refugee and asylee status, because their home countries were such shit. And so they're a little bit different than just some guys like, I want a job. And so they come into these countries and they stay there. Had all of them just gone in, not abuse the social network systems, and then started to become productive members of societies, opening up their own businesses, maybe having very insular communities, but opening their communities up to people from the outside, integrating into culture, accepting Swedish culture or Norwegian culture or Polish culture, assimilating, not becoming the fucking mosaic that US talks about, but the melting pot that the US likes. If they would do that and not have massive contributions of horrific crimes, people wouldn't actually complain. People would not become ultra-nationalists.
It's true.
And yet...
You're absolutely right.
It's fucking crazy. Yep. Sketch EM says, hey, Rackets, here's a couple shekels towards a nice bottle of smoked salmon vodka. You know you need... Bad Dragonite says, please ask Crigglebottom. Someone posted on Twitter. I wanted to die. Please ask Crigglebottom which chaos god you serve. Which chaos god you serve? Nurgle, Zinch...
is that Warhammer reference?
Slanesh or Korn?
I don't know, but I was told I would like the Custodes.
No, that's a different question. Do you like?
Oh, I don't know. Then
do you like being blessed with like long life and freedom from pain, or do you like being ultra violent, super bloodthirsty, or do you like rampant degenerate sexual encounters all the time? Or finally, do you like uncertainty, unpredictability, and maybe some mutations?
I think the first and the last are both
Papa Nurgle.
Intriguing.
Papa Nurgle, that's the one he wants. Nurgle.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, that's the first one.
And what
Papa
was the last
Nurgle,
one?
The last one was like change, unpredictable change with maybe some mutations.
Well, what's the name of it though?
Siege.
Okay.
Siege. TZEENTZTCH. Yeah, Siege.
Okay. I'll just go with Papa Nurgle. It's fine.
He has the best gifts. Minor Zircon says, what's pineappling, Adam? My base as
Zircon.
Ninja. Why is he saying what's pineappling?
You just don't know.
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Yeah. And you'll remain clueless.
Okay. Oh shit. April Imholt had sent a fucking super chat a long time ago. Says Chrissy Mayer and I just survived George Floyd Memorial together. That you guys did. You guys did very dangerous. I've never even I go to Minneapolis with frequency and I've never seen this. I don't know where it is. I don't know why.
I wouldn't want to go. Why?
You can buy hats that say I can't breathe. I now want to go. I didn't know. I thought you
should go get one.
I was like, well,
Chrissy got one, right?
I saw it and I was like, that's a real thing. I thought those would be sold by the Charlottesville guys. They got a food truck full of George Floyd fentanyl merchandise, fentanyl test strips, the Floyd strip or whatever.
Holy shit.
But no, you could just buy those and it's unironically
fentanyl
in
pipes.
Support of him. Oh my God. Thank you, April. Lord of the Kino says there are now rich AIOF accounts. Coomers are tards. Look, I have Instagram, and I'll scroll through Instagram, and mostly now I've mostly got my algorithm correct. My algorithm is black people fighting, skateboarders losing testicles, Hispanic people stabbing each other to death, Arabic people shooting each other, Asian shooting black people, and anyone in India, Russia, or China having a dump truck turn sideways and crush a small car. That's my entire feed.
That's your Instagram?
Like the reels? Yeah.
Yeah.
Except occasionally there's a chick with like a see-through dress and like her Arby's roast beef sandwich is hanging out the bottom. And
oh, God.
Like, it used to be all that. Before I started using Instagram, it was just thoughts, like constantly. And I'm like, I love like attractive women, but I also look, I don't want to scroll through Instagram and just see like a lot of pseudo porn. I really don't. Like,
I never go on Instagram. I can't stand Instagram. It used to be cool, and then Meta bought it, Facebook bought it, and it just turned into an ad fest.
Dude, no, I love it now though. Like, because I was going through reels the other day, and there's a Asian woman operating a hydraulic press, and she does something wrong, and she sticks her arm in there. She's like, "Oh, I got to fix this," and it comes down, and just, and she very calmly like hits the emergency stop, and the thing goes up, and her arm is a fucking pancake that's like flopping, and she's just chilling. I'm like, I'm sending that to Drexel and ruining his day.
Good, because Drex likes to ruin everyone's day.
Exactly.
He deserves it.
Exactly. I try.
That guy.
I send Drexel the most horrific, gory shit ever, and it's all on Instagram now. I'm like, I don't know why this is on Instagram. Like, you used to have to really look for this stuff. It's just on Instagram. But it's sells. Like, it took me a long time to get away from, because Instagram's like, you're a 41-year-old man. Like, all you want to see is women in bikinis. And I'm like, just because that's what I want to see doesn't mean that's what I want to see. Like, men, I think it's men's prerogative to try and resist our baser instincts. Like that's how we live through life. And like, that's how we stay, like in relationships, and we do these things. We fight our biology. That's why we don't get into fist fights and murder each other, right? Like over nothing. Is we go, I could take that guy's house, but I might die doing it. So maybe I'm not going to take his house. It's cool. Good agreement. So it took me a long time.
Is arm everyone. Everyone should be armed.
Right. But I'm just saying, it took me a long time to train Instagram to stop showing me chicks. And then how did we get on the subject? God damn it. Oh, the AI OnlyFans accounts. But when it does show them to me, it's like you notice the AI ones right away. Like, they don't look right. There's something off about them. They look a little plasticky. I'm like, why do guys like this? Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
What are the girls going to have to do to keep up with AI?
It's only a matter of time before everyone's replaced.
If you were
the new Amazon robots, they're ones moving, like everything's being replaced. California did $20 minimum wage, and then McDonald's a week later unveiled their new fully autonomous restaurant.
Yeah, good.
It's like,
they probably won't fuck up my order all the time.
Yeah, no, they will.
What do you want? White milk. Here's an apple juice. It wasn't hard. This is not a hard assignment.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So Adam, you're not married, and you're a woman,
yes, I am.
And you're attractive.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So all three things that are not, but like hypotheticals.
Not married. I'm a woman, and I'm attractive. Go on.
Would you do OnlyFans? Like legitimate. Like, don't give me like the bullshit. You are Adam, who's married.
Yeah, no. What was it? Someone said intelligence is the ability. Darwin said true intelligence is the ability to survive in the best case, in the best way, right? And these women who are young and attractive, not married, they're doing OnlyFans because it's fucking easy money. It's the easiest money. It's the simplest path to being successful.
And they make
are they stupid? Are they stupid or are they smart? Like, who's the real? Yeah, right. Who's the real degenerate? It's the men giving them money.
Do you know how much dick Jenna Jameson had to deal with to become Jenna Jameson, like the most famous porn star of her time? Do you know how much dick a current OnlyFans model has to deal with to become richer than Jenna Jameson? This much.
Zero. Yeah, it's crazy.
She may not even have to be naked.
True.
Like feet and accessories like will do it, and it's insane. And like we all try to pretend like, oh well, it's immoral and degenerate, which it is, but at the same time, it's so easy. Now it's not easy; it's work, but
True, but you
but
also got to think about like
it's
that the
not.
Adam 22 guy. You know, it's like they have a fucking daughter. It's like eventually they're gonna have kids, maybe. And if they're gonna have kids, they're gonna fucking see it.
I
And if
want
they're not
to.
gonna see it, their friends at school or their enemies at school will find it.
I want to continue that conversation on Rumble because I had kind of someone asked me how women today are explaining to their kids their OnlyFans, and I had an answer. It was taken way out of context by a retard, but no, I tried to give like an honest answer of putting myself in the place where I'm not. I'm not a woman with an OnlyFans who has a kid. Like I'm a dad with an OnlyFans who has a kid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a dad with kids. They're no matter how hilarious I think even a joke OnlyFans would be. Like I wouldn't even open a joke one because I have kids, and like the joke would be funny.
It would just be your nose in different angles.
Yeah, put like hire a custom like
it
like
would
a little
sell, dude.
Like a doll clothing designer to put on like little fucking thought outfits. I mean, like that's funny. Like even if it's $100 a month.
Friggin' the Pope nose. It's just
it's like
perfect.
Yeah,
Different outfits.
Like, that would be a funny fake OnlyFans. But I'm like, I just don't think I could do it because someone who isn't in on the joke could come and it would be impactful. Like they're like, I know people are gonna be like, your dad's a racist, and they're gonna be like, okay, sure, like because they know, they know who I am, and they know the difference between jokes and reality, right? So they'll go like, okay, well, you're gonna think that I don't need to change your mind. Like I know my dad. They'll say whatever about me, and my kids are like, yeah, I live with him every day. I know he's a hilarious, ridiculous person who's also dumb sometimes, but you know what? He's nice. He's my dad, and he loves me, and he doesn't want me to fail, which is way more important than whatever you are. And so, like equipping your kids to deal with that. But in the same vein, isn't that why do we assume that that's not what OnlyFans women's response is? And we always impose our own morality onto people who clearly have a different morality than us. Like you and I would not have an OnlyFans because we have wives, families, and children. But there are plenty of women who have OnlyFans who have children. Their morality is already vastly different than ours.
Well, you talk about morality with younger generations in this day and age, though. You know,
right.
like when
what even is it?
Is used as birth control instead of you're killing a child. You know,
yeah, you guys are worried about. You guys are worried about tits on the internet. These people are trying to vote their neighbors' pocketbooks into their own so they don't work. These people are trying to have abortion not only on demand, but by demand of the state. These people want everything evil in all of history, and you're worried about them putting their tits on display.
Yeah.
It's like we're on different pages than this generation. That's why I think the topic is interesting. Not because of my perspective. My perspective is simple. I have 5 children. We live in a very conservative community, and our families are both fairly conservative. They understand jokes and like they may not like everything I say, but they know like this is a show. You tell jokes. It's an adult show. Fine. But at the same time, like if I did OnlyFans, that would be way different. Like this is a line that the previous generation and my generation.
I mean, it's just
cross.
It's just Patreon.
It's just porn, though. Like it's just porn.
I know it's porn. It's Patreon that allows porn.
But that's the important part of it, though, is it is porn, and porn stars existed and had children, and have managed to convey the exact same message to their children, is because they live in a different moral compass than us, and people have trouble stepping outside of that. So I tried to step outside of it. It was taken uncharitably. They're like, Nick believes this. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm just trying to imagine how this is done, but.
I think it is porn, and I think porn rots your brain. I think people shouldn't watch porn, especially men.
I agree with you.
Shouldn't watch porn.
I agree with you. I didn't a couple years ago, and I do now. Now I don't think it should be banned. I don't think it should.
I don't think it should be banned. No.
Right.
Not.
No, but
I never said that. I'm just saying like it does rot your brain. Like if
100%.
Well, see, you have a loving family. You have kids already. Like, it's not.
Yeah, but I watched a shitload of porn before I got married.
Yeah.
And I watched a
Yeah,
shitload of
that's
porn. I watched a shitload of porn through the early parts of my marriage. And then there were parts
Yeah.
of my marriage where I didn't. And then there were parts of my marriage I did. Right now, I'm on a nice valley of not really watching porn because I don't want to. Like, I don't want
Well,
it
no, hold on.
influencing my thoughts. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, my point is you're not like depressed. You have a happy life. You're successful. You have a family. You know, you have love in your life. Or like someone who doesn't have that and watches porn, it only just further removes them from achieving something, and it's putting this idea in the head of what is desirable, and it's like they might never get that, and thus becoming more depressed. And
I think
they've done studies on that shit, and it's just like it's bad for you. I don't think you should watch it.
I think it wildly distorts people's perspective on like sexuality, what it is.
Oh yeah.
The dynamics of it. No, I love this topic. I would love to talk about it more. Let's do that on Rumble. We're almost there, and I'm taking too long to get there. Whiskey Sour says
breeze through these.
There's like 4 left. Whiskey Sour says I heard he was resilient to fentanyl because of the extra bone in his foot. Brian Nelson says if I ever get Floyded, hit me with that Narcan, fam. Rich 88 says last time Minnesota voted for a Republican was Nixon. The fan with no name says nah, Crigler is totally zinch. Ask Gary. Okay. Ash B.
Okay.
Fuentes whips out the black light. Gotta catch them all. Also, Matsuri crew represent. What's up? I'll come bug you again next year and give you your own copy of the bingo card. There we go, guys. That is YouTube Super Chats. We're going to be over on Rumble in 25 seconds. The link is in the description. The link is in the pin chat. If you don't come to Rumble, and if you do, check out my man, Adam Crigler, on the Crigler Show. I love this dude. We always have great conversations. He's chill. He's interesting. He has different takes than a lot of other people out there. And you will learn something when you watch his show. He's a good interviewer, great guests, great friends that we are mutual friends with, like Flawed and shit like that. My man is awesome. Check him out on YouTube, Rumble, wherever you find yourself, even Twitter or whatever.
Yep.
Yes.
The Crigler Show.
If you like men, the Crigler Show. Check him out. And also, he was handsome at one point.
Yeah, those were the days.
You're still very handsome.
Life was easy.
I have no problem saying you're a very handsome man, Adam.
Hey, thank you.
If I was a woman, I would consider letting you talk to me at a bar.
I'm loving it. I'll take it.
If I was a man, you definitely would have already talked to me at a bar. Okay, here we go. We're switching to Rumble. See you guys there.